Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, USFL Week 3. It's Week 3 of 10. So far, actually, it's been a pretty decent couple weeks. I know pretty much all the favorites have won except for one game each. I'm 3-1 last week against straight-up picks, 3-1 against the spread, 3-1 on the over-under. I had the same exact record in Week 1, so I'm 6-2 across the board for all three, which is an 18-6 overall, which is 75%. I'm excellent with that. We have two teams that are 2-0. They face off this week. We have four teams that are 1-1. They face off this week. We have two teams that are 0-2, and they face off this week. So when this week is over with, we'll have one team with at least one win. We'll have one team we'll have one team that will be winless, and one team that'll be undefeated. First game, we have the Tampa Bay Bandits, 1-1, versus the 1-1 Houston Gamblers. The Bandits this year have scored 20 points in their two games. They scored 17 against Pittsburgh and only managed to score 3 versus New Orleans, while giving up 37 points. They gave up 34 of those points last week versus New Orleans. The Gamblers, on the other hand, 45-45. They gave up and scored 45 points each. Last week, they lost 33-28 while winning the first game against Michigan 17-12. The line in this game is Tampa Bay by 1. I'm actually giving that one to Houston. I got Houston winning, covering. I'm taking over on the 38.5. I think both of these teams have showed the fact they can score points. Houston did against Birmingham. They scored 28 and gave up 33. Well, the Tampa Bay gave up 34 last week. So I can see this game being over that 38.5. Second game, we have the battle of the 2-0s. This is 1 versus 2 in the South Division. This is a possible playoff preview. The 2-0 Birmingham Stallions versus the 2-0 New Orleans Breakers. These Stallions have scored the most points of anybody in the USFL this year at 61, while giving up 52. New Orleans is right behind them at 57 points scored, but only giving up 20. So the Breakers scored 23 versus Philly in a win, giving up 17, 34-3 versus Pittsburgh last week, while the Stallions won 33-28 and then 28-24. So both these teams have scored at least 23 points in each game they've been in. The Breakers' defense has been a little bit better, only giving up 17 in one game and 3 in the other. So the line is Breakers by 3.5, so I'm taking New Orleans to win, to cover the 3.5 and over on the 44.5. Because I think the Stallions' offense is going to score some points, but I think the Breakers at the end of the day will be able to come out on top. Next up, the battle of the 0-2s. We have the Pittsburgh Maulers and the Michigan Panthers. The Panthers have scored the least amount of points of any team so far this year at 18, while giving up 27. So their defense has been excellent, but there's no offense really. The Maulers have given up 47 points, 30 to Philadelphia last week and 17 to Tampa Bay the week before. Michigan is favored by 2.5. I got them winning, covering. I'm taking under in the 39.5. And then the last game, we have the 1 versus 2 in the North Division. So you could almost look at a championship game preview of the winner of Birmingham and New Orleans and New Jersey and Philadelphia. Because the way the playoffs will work is the top 2 in each division play the winners championship. So we have the 1-1 New Jersey Generals, the 1-1 Philadelphia Stars. Generals scored 34 points total in the season, giving up 34, while the Stars have scored 47, giving up 46. So Michigan, the Generals beat Michigan 10-6 last week, while Stars beat Pittsburgh 30-23. Philadelphia is favored by 1. I got them winning, covering, and over on the 40.5. All right, so for week 3, we got Houston, New Orleans, Michigan, and Philadelphia all winning. We got everybody covering the spread and taking over on the Houston game, over on the New Orleans game, under on the Michigan game, and over on the Philadelphia Stars game. So that's week 3 of the USFL. Stay tuned to Robert Sports Show for the NASCAR previews this week from Dover. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.